Hey everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we have some dev insights to go over. Let's get into it. Alright, so I can't believe it's already dev insights time of week or whatever. I don't know, they do these randomly. What am I saying? It's not like they're exactly every week. I feel like I just did this. Time is flying by. I don't even know what's happening. Yeah. There's so much to catch up on. I haven't even made a video on like the AMR yet. There's so much. Busy life, which is a good problem to have for sure. It's been a lot of fun lately. The baby's doing well. Yeah, it's been good. And Watcher of Realms is popping. We've got our new characters rolling, and yeah, I hope there's some fun little Easter eggs here in this to, I don't know, yeah, surprise us. I saw a thumbnail about them finally changing the ancient summoning animation. Was that destined, I think? I haven't watched it yet. I just remember seeing it briefly. I need to watch that. Actually, no, I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to be spoiled. Closing my eyes. I don't want to watch it. I want to find out when I have it happen in-game. I'm guessing it's on the Forerunner server and or test server, but anyway, okay. Let's do this. So we're gonna go through. I'm gonna be your, I don't like to read a wall of text, so I'm gonna listen to you instead. And we're gonna go through these questions and try to pick out some ones that actually have an interesting answer or topic. Alright, someone suggests for Apex to go to top 500. There's currently 800 people at 2100 points. You'll have to go much higher. So they say, thank you for the feedback. Since Apex just launched, we're closely monitoring everyone's rank and situation. If the ratios don't align with our design expectations, we will consider adding more slots in future seasons. I mean, I get it. It's like, you can't just be like, this is the top 100 and only these people get rewards. I mean, you can, but it should depend on the player base. If this is a game with 10 million players or 5 million players compared to a game with 50,000, that means a very different thing. So if anything, it should be a percentage, or it should just be a point threshold. If you grind a lot and you hit the required points, then you're in Apex. Then from there, you're ranked, right? But I think that's one thing what is it? AFK Journey does really well. They have their arena set up with like champion, I think is what it's called for the ranking. And if you make the champion ranking, you just have to hit a points threshold. Once you hit the points threshold, you're then ranked within that special rank of champion or whatever it's called. I think it's champion. I could be thinking a little bit differently, but yeah, it's a really good idea. This could be the same thing. If people are willing to grind to hit enough wins or whatever to get to a certain points, let them get there. Like X amount of points beyond hitting Overlord, whatever. Then just let people be in Apex. If you're willing to put in the time and the work, that's what should be rewarded. Not being the 500 best in the game, but being willing to grind and play to hit a certain threshold to show you're really actively participating. I definitely think that if devs, mods, if you send notes, this is one I would like to see is copy AFK Journey's arena rankings, and that's a really good idea for how to do Apex. And sorry guys, I'm an extra derpy pirate lately. My eye's been really sensitive, my face feels extra stiff. This has been a long journey with this stupid Bell's palsy, but I'm hanging in there. I just look a little extra derpy sometimes. There's a comment about adding Apex coins to the every rank. That might be a little too much, but they do reply saying they're looking to improve Apex coins. Will gradually roll out improvements. Yeah, I think people have said it, like maybe any of the platinum ranks at least should get the coins for that special shop. It's hard because you don't want to only reward the people. It's like the rich get richer always, no matter what in these kind of games. So you don't want to make that even worse. There should be some level of free-to-play fun by just being active in Arena is enough to get you rewards. That's all that should matter at the end of the day. And if you're willing to be super active, and like I mentioned in the last thing, I think that should be enough. Right, the guild shop was a topic, I think in the last one actually as well, because the prices are pretty high on some of this stuff, but we're not getting that much more guild coins. It's impossible to get like all the rare summoning crystals, the skill crystal, the mythic artifact essence shards, like with the things that you'd want to get every week. You can't get them. So I think they should allow people to get those top rewards that every player is going to get easily, or not easily, but if you are active, it should reach to getting the peak things, right? Like I think they're going to add more stuff to this shop. You don't want to take away from the fact of getting your weekly skill crystal, right? Just to get the shards for the artifacts. You don't want to have to take away. You want to be adding, not taking away. And yeah, I think that's a natural progression to give us a little bit better rewards, which they do say we are considering improvements for guild coins and the guild shop. So maybe. Okay, this is interesting. With the introduction of unpolished soulstones, it would be nice to give players a reset book. The aim of this is to give everyone an opportunity to pull the Lord Soulstone out of non-Lord heroes that players have used them on, as now it feels like a waste of a precious resource. They say, thank you for the feedback. We'll discuss this proposal. That actually reminds me, didn't somebody somewhere, Discord, something, say there might be a reset event soon? I don't even know where I heard or saw that. But I think there was some murmur about there being some sort of just general being able to reset heroes. So maybe that is kind of in reply to this, that might actually be happening soon. Letting people like reset any one hero on their account for free, just period or something. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, I know I've heard some discussion on that. I just genuinely don't remember where. Okay, next. Give us a forged material when we sell unwanted ancient equipment. We've been waiting long enough. This has already been maybe just on Forerunner. Okay, on Forerunner, I think this has already happened. We are working on this feature and will share our progress once we confirm it won't impact the gaming experience. Hence the Forerunner server, which is another version of a test server at the end of the day. Alright, I want to read this about Zaris because it's interesting to think about, and you can kind of get an insight of how the developers intended Zaris to be used. So we say, reducing the summoned souls of the damned with every ultimate makes Zaris completely useless after 2 to 3 ultimates. I was excited to use him in Guild War, but they can just send one demon to bait 2 of the Zaris' ultimates within 15 seconds, and he becomes useless with no damage output for the rest of the fight. Oh, that is rough. I did think he sounded fun for Guild War. Please make a change. So this is the reply, which I can respect. They're telling you how they intended you to use this character. They said, his unique trait is resolving problems instantly, rather than being a sustained combat hero. So he's intended to pop those suckers up, blast, and then, yeah, buy a few ultimates. That's no longer his intention. Fair enough, right? I think that's a fair response. If that's how they intended the character to be used, it makes sense. There are always niche uses for characters, and I think there should be. There needs to be very niche heroes that maybe they're only amazing in one area, but they're really amazing in one area, right? Like, that's okay. Especially the more and more heroes we get in the game, everybody can't be good in everything. And then it makes you try to pull for certain heroes if it's an area of the game that you need to work on, or that you just like to play. Alright, this is good. Buff Init. He's God after all. He should be the strongest in the faction after Praetus. I mean, yeah, we have to work so hard to get him. He should be really, really good. We are in the process of improving this hero's gameplay experience. We will announce updates in future patch notes. So, Init buff confirmed. I think they've said that before, though. I don't think this is the first time we've talked about Init. Alright, so when opening the Heroes tab, please increase the columns of heroes shown to 6+. It sucks scrolling down when you have a lot of heroes. Yeah, this is a problem that King Arthur has. Oh my god. There's not that many heroes in the game, but it would be nice to have an easier way to view them. Besides going into, like, the gallery, codex. They have one line of heroes at the bottom, so you have to scroll through this one line of heroes trying to find what you want. It's really weird. But yeah, they do say, we are addressing the usage issues you mentioned. So maybe it'll be more like Raid, where you can click a button to pop out and see a bigger, like, gallery at once, and it, like, just adjusts depending on what you click. I love this one. This is something I was surprised didn't happen already. I would love to have the option to replace the heroes at the campfire with the one I own. Imagine Silas just casually talking with my Hex. Also more cosmetics for the campfire, like the tree, would be awesome. They say we're continuously expanding our camp content. We'll consider your suggestion to add more interactions and decorations. Speaking of camp, did they just scrap the whole resource farming thing completely? I think so. I think it's kind of funny because I think people said it made it feel cheapen, like they cheapened the game, which it reminds me again of King Arthur, why I think it doesn't feel as high quality as I expected. It's also a base builder, which I was like, no, it's not. Then oh, it is. Like, you have to level up stuff and gather resources, and it just feels like a cheap, crappy game when, I don't know why, there's something about that base builder idea that feels like meh, but it does. It does. I don't know why, but it does. It cheapens the experience of feeling like a high-quality gacha. Alright, there's a few comments in a row about Arena. And some people just saying, like, the auto fights suck, they're frustrating, or whatever. And the response is kind of the same for both, which I can respect. I mean, it makes sense if you're going to fully auto something. On auto, it's not always going to be consistent, right? That's just the reality of an auto run when you have characters that have RNG. So when talking about arena frustrations with auto runs, they do reply saying that this is the strategic mechanism we've adopted for PvP auto battles. We encourage everyone to try a highly adaptable auto combat style, meaning find something that is maybe less risky, more consistent when you hit auto, that doesn't rely completely on RNG. Same thing here, they say, it may be, like this person talks about Cyrene, and then Valk, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes she gets placed too late for no reason, the spiders go through and it's a loss. And they reply, it may be because you're using a refund artifact, which has a chance-based refund. You can contact our community moderator and provide your account or video to check the specific reason. So there are a lot of RNG factors for some of this stuff, including apparently an artifact. Oh yeah, the cost regen one. If you're using that at the same time, it does affect the cost regen. So if it procs when you're on full auto and you record your run, cool, but it might not always proc when you're going, yeah, to do it for real. So that's just the nature of RNG. Like, I think it's a good thing because it makes it so people can't just, if you get your RNG to be perfect once, the game doesn't always remember that one perfect RNG time. It would kind of defeat the purpose of something like Arena, which you want to, Arena is just such an RNG fest, right? And that's kind of the fun of it sometimes, actually. You don't, it's not just a, if it's just a basic click it and farm it situation, then you're just doing PvE. Are you really doing PvP? Right? Alright, so please increase the difficulty for monthly quests and therefore also increase the reward quality. All quests are achieved way before those 25 days sign-in are over. He said, we are currently developing... We're currently developing this and will release it in upcoming patches. So monthly rewards, the monthly quests, will be changed. Alright, this is a really good one to hear. I spend more time trying to remember what teams I used on each stage of Void Rift than I spend in the actual fight. Can you make it to where it properly displays what champs we used last to complete every stage so we don't have to hit auto battle and then exit out to remember all 8 champs? Thank you. This is so true. Whenever a battle fails, I go into the run, look who's there, and be like, oh, yep, that person's missing gear. Let me go put some gear on them and come out. Versus when you click it, you should just be able to see what you used in that stage versus just what you used overall. It's so hard to remember. It only remembers like one team overall in Void Rift, which that's not helping anybody. And they do say we are planning to improve this, but we don't have a specific timeline. So good news either way. Alrighty, and I think that covers most of it for today. Lots of interesting little notes there. I like it. This was a good one. Let me know what you think on these in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.